All right, guys. So today I just want to talk about a little bit about CoStar and LoopNet. Just by a show of hands, who's familiar with these two platforms? Awesome, everyone in commercial real estate, good. Okay, so just want to first talk about the differences between these two sites. They're a really good way to help sell your property. It's CoStar is going to be a database primarily. LoopNet's going to be the marketplace. So one major difference is that CoStar is subscription-based. You need a subscription to get into CoStar. You can get a ton of information about property, market conditions, market reports, property reports, all of that good stuff. There's also a marketplace on CoStar, but again, it's subscription-based. So it's a gated community, and it's going to be seen by the 192,000 brokers on the network. LoopNet, on the other hand, where I work, I'm a salesperson on the LoopNet side. It's a public-facing marketplace. We have 13 million unique visitors every single month, so it's a really good place to put your properties, whether they're for lease or for sale, because they're going to be seen by tenants, investors, and the brokers using the site. Let's see. Okay, so the primary thing of LoopNet is to widen the marketing funnel. The marketing funnel is the customer's journey from start to finish. So the first one is awareness. If you're selling a property, the first thing you need to do to market your property is make people aware of that property. And the best way to do it, or one of the best ways to do it, is being online, because everybody starts their search online. We actually have, so yeah, before you get onto somebody's short list, before you can start negotiating and close your deals, you first need to be aware of that property that it exists. So LoopNet and CoStar, along with Google, did a 2023 study to learn about how important online presence is. So we found that 80% of investors describe online resources as essential, and 80% of investors who work with brokers continue to search independent of their broker. So there's this misconception that when somebody hires a broker to do searching for them for a lease or for sale, that the person that hired the broker sits back and just waits for their broker to send them a list of properties. But it's not true. It's kind of like if you guys were to look for an apartment, or maybe you look for commercial real estate yourself. If you hire a broker, you're still Googling yourself. You're still maybe sending your broker, hey, can we go look at this? Hey, can we go tour at that? So it's really important to have an online presence. And so LoopNet also offers media packages. We do professional photography, we do 3D Matterport tours, we do drone footage, we do all of that, and it's really important to have these robust, high quality media, because we see that people stay on the page, on your listing page, for longer with these media packages. So if you have photos, 37 times longer. If you have 3D tours, 57 times longer. If you have videos, 87 times longer. And again, it's really important to have online presence now, because we're finding that people are no longer touring properties. Before they sign a lease, or before they purchase a building or lease a building, they'll actually tour fewer than 5 properties in person. These are just some of the owners that we work with, and we work with a bunch of brokers. We work with a bunch of owners as well. So we have a ton of brokers and owners that we work with, both mom and pop, both national, both regional. Now I'd like to show you. Let's see.
Old school.
All right. Okay, technical difficulties, talking about a software program.
It's just a matter of showing the right screen now.
That's right. Okay, so this is actually a list of tenants that have used LoopNet to search for properties in the last 30 days. So again, there's sometimes when I talk to people about LoopNet, I say, who do you think uses LoopNet? They say, we don't want to be on it because it's just mom and pops. There's not high quality tenants, but we use reverse IP tracking, and we find that these are the type of tenants that have used LoopNet just in the past 30 days. So we have a bunch of different companies. We can go through the company industries here, but this list just goes on and on. We have people like Airbnb, Google, Amazon, Amex. It starts with Fortune 1000 companies here, and there's actually a ton of Fortune 1000 companies using the site. In the last 90 days, 88% of Fortune 1000 companies have used the site to either purchase a property or to lease a property. So I'm not going to go through this whole list, of course, because it's really large. So I now will pivot to a little bit of a demo on LoopNet to show how it works. So this is the homepage. You go to the homepage, you type in Toronto. I did for sale in Toronto, and all of these diamonds are properties that are for sale. On the side here, we have different campaign options. So we have 4 different campaign options. It's an entry level, which is silver, then it goes gold, platinum, and diamond. The higher you go in the campaign options, the higher you are on this list. And the cool thing about this is that we use reverse IP tracking to show the person that listed the property who's searching and seeing their properties. So if I were to list this, if I was Colt, I could go into the back end here, which is our listing activity report, and I can see how many times my property has been seen in the search results. So this property has been seen 136,000 times in the past 30 days by 20,000 people. I can see specifically how many times per month. And if I keep scrolling down, I can see specific companies that saw it. And this is, I think, the most important part of the listing activity report. It's an insight into who's searching to purchase, and it's just pages and pages of people that saw the property in a search results. If I go back here, I can actually see some of the media features that we offer. So these are professional photos that are done by our photographers. This is a 3D tour that we can do. So I can actually tour the property like this. Again, this is really important because we find that investors and tenants are touring fewer than 5 properties in person. And then if I scroll down, I'm going to see the highlights of the property, a summary, property facts, and so on and so forth. So if I go back to this listing activity report, we also offer targeting and retargeting. So retargeting, I'm sure you guys are familiar with. It's like when you Google golf clubs or shoes and you're looking for something for sale, and then you forget about that and you go to another page, like you go to ESPN or some other site and you see an advertisement for it and you're like, why am I being advertised the thing that I just searched? It's reverse IP tracking. It's kind of creepy, but we offer it too. And then we actually provide the results of that. So this property, it's a platinum ad. We do retargeting and targeting ads for our platinum and our diamond. And then we show which sites that it's been advertised on. So this advertisement was seen on all of these sites, and then we'll do specific. Well, it's not just random. We don't just choose random people to target to. We use CoStar data to actually find investors and tenants that we think would be a good fit for your property, and we target those people across the web. That's about it for the listing activity report. We have a cool map down here which shows where the people are searching from. Again, this just shows the reach that CoStar and LoopNet has. It's mostly from Canada, but we also have a global reach. And I'm not going to go into the CoStar side because that's not my expertise, and it's also just a bunch of data, and that's a whole other beast. So if you guys are interested, you can reach out to me, and I can have a CoStar rep inform you about that. But that's all I have today.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions? Anyone has any questions?
Any
for
questions?
Joe?
All right.
To access to LoopNet, do you have to register, or
Good question.
like a realtor, or
Yeah, good question.
MLS?
So if you're listing a property, it's pay to list. So you pay to list those properties, whether it's a silver, gold, platinum, or diamond, but it's completely free for the user. So the user that goes on to search, they don't need to give any information. They don't need to do any login. They don't need to provide any name, number, email address, phone number, anything like that. Yeah.
Do listings that you upload on, if you're using the CoStar platform, does it get automatically collected through LoopNet, so you're going through that platform, or is it 2 separate things?
Good question. 2 separate things. So CoStar is free to list your property there. If you're on the CoStar site, you're not necessarily on the LoopNet site, but if you're on LoopNet, it does go onto the CoStar marketplace. Occasionally, a CoStar listing will be seeded onto LoopNet temporarily if there's this market that's a little bit slow and it doesn't have a lot of places for lease or for sale. We want the user experience to be positive, so they go into an area, we want to be able to, have some properties for them to see, so we'll take a CoStar listing and put it on there temporarily. So sometimes we'll have a broker say, I think my listings are on LoopNet, and maybe one was just seeded and somebody calls and said, hey, I saw your listing on LoopNet, can I get some more information? But it's not there in a guaranteed position, and they cycle through. Yeah.
Sorry, one question about your back office area.
Yeah.
When you showed how many, interested parties in whatever properties,
Sure.
is there a specific number of times where it alerts you, hey, there's a serious interest here, more than just 3 or 4 times?
So the numbers that I was showing you are going to be views, which means it came up in a search result. I think the serious interest would be a lead, which is if they click message and they call you or they email you, and then it goes into your lead box. But the listing activity report with the visitor details are going to be people that saw it in the search result. So they haven't necessarily reached out, but there could be some overlap between the people that saw your property in the search result and the ones that reach out.
Okay.
All right. I definitely connect with Joe. Thank you.